Good morning, glad you could tune in. Have you ever been on a jet? I'm going to be on a jet later this week. And one of the things that's amazing to me is the level of trust that we put in the pilot. I remember one of the last times I was getting on a jet, because that's when you're right up front, you're about to get off the jetway, step onto the plane, I have to duck, and you look in the window and you see this guy sitting there. He's a complete stranger. You don't know the man. But you are going to place your life in his hands, as are 117, 147 other people. It's pretty crazy if you think about it. Oh, well, we trust the technology and everything. But like I say, I don't know who that guy is, but I trust that he's going to be working in my best interest. I'm going to borrow some thoughts from Glory Days by Max Lucado. He quotes Isaiah chapter 26, verse 4, "Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord himself, is the rock eternal." Sometimes pilots try to have a little fun with you. I had a friend who was on a flight. I think they're going to Acapulco, so it was a long time ago. Not exactly quite the destination it once was. But they're on the flight, and the pilot comes on, and he says, hey, wondering if you're back there in the main cabin, if you could help me out. There's a book that should be in the cockpit, but it's not. And if you see it, please call the flight attendant and get that to a flight attendant. Nothing happens. Half hour later, he comes on again, and he says, this is your captain speaking, and no, we didn't hear from anybody. We're still looking for that book. It's a small black book with gold lettering that says How to Land an Airplane. If you find that book, please get it to a flight attendant immediately. Some people are petrified. Most people realize he's kidding. I love The Far Side, where the pilot comes on. This is your captain speaking. We're about to experience some turbulence, so please make sure your seatbelt is low and tight across, etc., etc. And then the pilot, there's no turbulence. He just starts pulling back and forth like this. He created the turbulence. But Max Lucado, he's on a flight, and he's going into Houston. He was delayed by storms, and he realizes that he's going to land at the exact time that his final flight into San Antonio is scheduled to depart. He's not going to have time. I remember being in the Dallas airport. Heidi and I, we ran, and we just got there like a second too late, and you're just too late. So he was not in the best mood. He's just like, he's looking at his watch, he's worried, he's just thinking, I got to call my wife, I've got to get a hotel room. All of this is just a bad break. But it was right then that the pilot comes on. He says, this is your captain speaking. I know that many of you have connections. Relax, you'll make them. We're holding your planes. We have a place for you. And so Max was sitting there and he thought, well, I don't think he'd say that if he didn't mean it. I mean, the pilot's in touch with other people here at the airport. And he said, I just decided to trust his promise. And so when he got off the plane, he let other people go ahead of him. I mean, he left when he should, but he wasn't like, I got to get out of here. He wasn't spazzing or anything. He's walking through the airport while other people are doing the old O.J. Simpson. If you don't remember that, those are from was it the Hertz commercials? He's hurdling suitcases, whatever. But anyway, that's from another millennium. But here's the thing. Some people were racing like crazy, and maybe they didn't hear the pilot's voice. Maybe their flight's not being held for them. But here's the thing. If we can trust the pilot, we can live with peace. That's what Max did. He got on his flight. He got home that night. Never had to call his wife. Everything worked out fine. If we trust what God says, we can have peace. Now, God's still going to provide for us. He says, I go to prepare a place for you, and surely I'll come to get you. But if you don't believe that, you're not going to enjoy this life very much. If you do believe it, you'll have peace the same way Max did in the airport. I pray that you will choose to believe the message that God gives to you. It will change your life. Have a great day.